How do we speak in tongues? I could have asked, why do we speak in tongues? They're kind of united. They're kind of a very similar question. Speaking in tongues seems so silly. I remember when I first spoke in tongues, it was I thought it was just the silliest thing ever. And I was talking to the Lord, and I was telling the Lord that I'm really sorry that I had done that. I'm sure that wasn't what He intended. And the Lord just encouraged me to keep doing that, and just keep doing that. And that was really amazing that He wanted me to keep doing that. And then about a year later, He asked me, what I saw had happened in that year that I've been speaking in tongues, and my understanding of the Word increased immensely, and my fellowship with Him and my ability to hear Him had increased tremendously. And then He took me to the Word, where the Word says that when we speak in tongues, we build ourselves up. And I don't know about you, but I need to be built up in the Lord. And one of the ways that we are built up in the Lord is when we speak in tongues. And the reason is that when we speak in tongues, we are not speaking a language that we are trained in or that we naturally understand. And we are by faith, because the Word of God says that when you're born of the Spirit, this is one of the things that comes. This is a capacity that comes. And if you'll seek me and trust me, we'll walk into it. So what's happening is you're hearing yourself speak in tongues. So it's this incredibly encouraging thing that your spiritual man is making a demonstration for your natural man to tell him to stay in his place. All right, we're surrendering to the Spirit. And by surrendering to the Spirit, we're speaking with our natural mouths out of our natural bodies. And so our natural man is surrendering to the Spirit of God. And by doing that, we are demonstrating that we have the capacity to surrender to the Spirit. So when we demonstrate constantly that we have the capacity to surrender to the Spirit, then our natural man is getting thumped on the head, saying, look, you are in here, but this vessel chooses to be driven by the Spirit and not by the flesh. And so then, because we're practicing that and because we're demonstrating that to our natural man, when we come to other situations and other issues where the natural man wants to take charge, but the Spirit wants to guide us in a new direction, we are practiced in letting the Spirit lead. We are exercised in letting the Spirit lead. And by being exercised and practiced in letting the Spirit lead, then we're better equipped to make the spiritual choice rather than the natural choice. And so, how do you speak in tongues? By faith. You believe what God said, you trust Him, you receive the gift of life, you have it. You just tell Him you want it, you tell Him you want to go after it, and you just step out and reach for it and trust. And here's the thing, I tell people all the time, I have grandchildren, and so I know this, and I remember even from my children, when my children were 2 and 3, and my grandchildren are 2 and 3, and they get a piece of paper and a crayon, and they color a picture for Nana or Papa. You know what? There is no way they could color that picture wrong. There is no way they could color that picture wrong. Because they're operating at the best of their ability, at the best that place. They put love into it and care into it, and they're drawing a picture to bless us and to help us. And you know what? However they draw it, it's going to be amazing. Well, that's speaking in tongues for God. Are we doing it wrong? I'm sure we probably aren't getting it perfect. But we can't do it wrong, because He's like, I'm about you reaching out for me. I'm about you trying. I'm about you stepping out. And we mess up sometimes. Well, I mess up a lot. But He loves us, and He says, come on, step on out, trust me. And so you can't do it wrong if you're doing it to seek Him. It's all about heart for Him. If you're doing it because you love Him, if you're doing it because you want to be more prepared to walk by the Spirit, then trust God and step out. And you'll be amazed at how this manifestation will strengthen you in the Lord and strengthen your confidence for walking in Him.